Title: The Magic Cake of Chef Oranjo. In a warm, cozy kitchen nestled deep in the heart of a misty village, lived a bearded chef named Chef Oranjo. He wore a tall white hat, a long-sleeved white shirt, and had the most serious frosting face you'd ever seen. Chef Oranjo was known for making the most magical cakes in all the land, especially his giant orange-colored cake that shimmered like sunshine. One bright morning, Chef Oranjo stood in the center of his rustic kitchen. Wooden beams held up the ceiling, orange lanterns glowed above him, and golden light poured in through large windows. He was busy, very busy, spreading creamy frosting on a towering orange cake with his trusty spatula. But Chef Oranjo wasn't alone. Surrounding the cake were tiny figurines, no bigger than a spoon. Each one wore a tiny chef's hat, held a miniature spoon or bowl, and stood in neat rows around the cake like a baking brigade. But here's the secret: they weren't just figurines. They were alive. Chef Oranjo had baked them from cookie, dough, sugar, and a sprinkle of imagination. And every time he began decorating his magical orange cake, the tiny chefs would wake up and help. One piped meringue swirls, another drizzled sparkling orange juice over the top. One brave little cookie chef even climbed the cake and planted a sugar flower at the very peak. "Careful with the frosting," Chef Oranjo muttered seriously as he spread another layer. The kitchen smelled like oranges and vanilla. On a nearby wooden table sat plates, a jug of milk, and a single glass, waiting patiently for the first slice. The fire crackled. The lanterns glowed. It felt like the whole room was holding its breath. When the cake was finally done, the tiny chefs lined up proudly. Chef Oranjo looked down at them and, for the first time all day, smiled. "Well done, team," he said. "This will be the best slice of joy anyone's ever tasted." Then, with a sparkle in his eye, he whispered a spell only he knew. The cake shimmered, the tiny chefs danced, and the kitchen filled with laughter and light. From that day on, children from all around would visit the cozy kitchen and taste a little magic thanks to Chef Oranjo and his enchanted baking team.